Airship Dracula tells the story of this, the airship Demeter, which is a Zeppelin that takes on a very unwanted passenger. Through the lens of this very beautiful, very bizarre steampunk world, we tell the story of the menace and mayhem that takes place in this very closed environment.
Airship Dracula is a radical reimagining of a section of the original novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. There's a part in the novel where Dracula stows away on a ship and he's hidden in the cargo hold as this boat takes him to England, and you read the journal of the captain as he's relating that the crew members are disappearing one by one.
Amelia's the star. She's this sort of roving reporter in the 1880s. She's this kind of world traveler, and she's sort of on the women's rights movement.
Tammin and Sursok on Pretty Little Liars. Really adorable. Her voice is really interesting. She's actually Australian, but can do a really good British accent.
It's a nice change of pace to be around a gentleman with more modern sensibilities.
Gentlemen, well, I've always fancied myself more of a rogue, but if you say so.
Captain Ziga is this sort of big, confident ship captain, but he's transposed onto this airship. When we originally were doing it, they kind of said, who's on your wish list for playing the captain, this sort of bombastic kind of funny captain. Luckily on my short list was Tuydk, and it turned out he was available and wanted to do the project. And he fit the character. He added a little humor that I think we needed. It's a horror story, so we don't want to get too dark. And he brought a lot of nice little comedic moments that might not have been in there otherwise.
First mate Bombescu. Captain has requested your presence on bridge. Port to see to this. Come now, see takeoff.
Paul Sorvino, obviously has been around forever, and we wanted someone who has a really strong voice and more of a character actor, so I feel like he fit the mold really well.
Bombescu is the first mate of the ship. He's the Chewbacca to the Han Solo of the captain. He punches first and asks questions later. When there's a problem, he takes care of it, and he's sort of the eyes and ears for the crew, and he'd be the liaison between, say, like the working class of the cargo bay and the upper class. I really hope people like the style and this type of storytelling, and that they come away feeling like it's something they haven't really seen before. We get a little bit of a cheat with the second screen, because I think that's something that people are only now becoming used to, which is makes this whole thing kind of feel like on the cutting edge. Again, which is harder and harder to do when there's so many different kinds of filmmaking, but here we are kind of on a thing I think everybody wants to get right, and I think Fourth Wall's doing it, which is really cool. It's a nice place to be.